the stillness, we find wisdom.
In reflection, we find growth.
Welcome to Soulful Reflections, conversations for the soul,
and lessons for life.
Whether you're searching for personal growth,
a little inspiration, or finding peace in the chaos,
you have come to the right place.
I'm Catherina.
And I'm Peta-Gaye.
And together,
we will explore life's beauty,
challenges, and everything in between.
Let's begin this beautiful journey.
Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode of Soulful Reflections. I'm Catherina.
And I'm Peta-Gaye.
And we're so excited to have you here with us once more to be able to just breathe, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters.
Definitely.
Today we'll be diving in to something that is one that we all face.
Definitely.
Those unexpected turns in life.
I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like them.
We would like to define those unexpected turns as life detours.
I don't like them. Once again, I don't like them.
No, but we'll be diving in today with
For sure, because they happen. They happen.
They do
It's a part of life at this point. Yeah.
Exactly. So to start us off, PG, tell us, what is life detours? What does that mean for you?
You think your life gonna go this way or this way, and then it just right? It ain't even like one little turn. It all
Right.
So for me, it's just basically life detours. Basically, in simple words, when life goes not according to plan. That's it, or how you envision your life to be, right? But sometimes instead of taking one turn, it just take multiple turns all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Which is not nice. But anyway, I digress. That's what life detours.
Not nice, but definitely necessary. Sometimes. For your own protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it mean for you? What comes to mind when you hear life detours? Yeah.
When I think of life detours, it's like you said, when you have a certain plan and life, it takes a different other turn. In addition to that, I was processing it a bit more, as we were thinking about today's topic and preparing for it.
Yeah.
We thought about, how does these life detours come about? And there's a couple things that actually stood out to me when I think about it.
They come just because we live it.
Yeah.
Once your life, they're going to happen.
That is true. I was thinking of it like, say, for example, for us, we might consider them life detours. But in the eyes of God, it's probably not life detours. It's probably path He wanted you to take, like too long. It could be that way. Or the other way, it's like, okay, you just missing something that you should have done.
But sometimes they're not God plans for you, really and truly. Life detours. But He can use it.
Correct.
Right? Because nothing is wasted in God's hands, right? So, it might be like a foolish choice that you made, or a bad choice that you made. Literally, like even a sin, but God, in His hands, He can definitely turn that around.
To make all things work for your good.
Definitely.
Yep. So those are actually the two things that came to mind when you think about life's detours.
Yeah, definitely. So what would come to, is there a personal story or a personal moment, a personal season when life detoured for you?
Yes, definitely. There was a couple, but I think the first one that stood out to me the most was my journey going to school for college. I always wanted to go to Canada. That was my number one place. Canada was my number one place. I wasn't really digging the whole US vibe.
Right.
Definitely not Holland.
Right.
But Canada was in my view. That was where I was preparing to go. And then here comes, friend that we were taking the same classes at USM. And she was like, hey, you know what? I'm looking at this school that's in Tampa, Florida, etc., etc. And we were majoring in the same thing.
Right.
So I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just fill out the application for that one school in Florida. And we were both planning to go together. We were like, yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be cool.
Sticking up in, is it fair to say that you're a planner? Like you plan,
Yes,
you're a planner,
I
like
am
you
a
plan
planner.
your life. Well, in your, we all have
Yeah, yeah,
by this time I want to be done, going to school next, or after
yeah,
this I want to, yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah. Was more so of that planner
Mm-hmm.
earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
But as life progressed and moved
Mm-hmm.
on, I realized, you can have your plans, but sometimes God
It's
has
not a
bigger
bad thing to
plans.
plan.
It's not a bad
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, I think
but it's also leaving room to know that, hey, probably sometimes God can have a
right.
little bit better plan than what
Yeah,
you
definitely,
plan.
definitely
So
for
I
sure.
kind of leave some room and some slack, even though I have certain stuff lined
Right.
up.
Goals.
Goals,
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of be like, okay, God, you know what? This is what I'm seeing, but
Right.
if you have a different thing in
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
store, have your way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Going back to
So
already.
going back to it, she was like, hey, we can go to it together. We're doing the same
Right,
major,
right, right,
we're on the
right.
same track. Okay, no problem. So Simi went ahead. I filled out the paperwork, got
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
acceptance to there
Mm-hmm.
before my Canada school.
Oh,
Also
okay.
got accepted to Canada as well, but that one was
After.
first.
Okay.
Yes. I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta have a friend that's
Right.
going. Here it is where my good friend could not make it anymore. So instead of
Wow.
that journey that we were taking together, it ended up
Oh,
being a solo trip,
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was on my way to Canada, fair and square. I did get accepted
Right,
there
right, right.
after the fact, and here it is. I'm taking a turn
Right, right,
in this
right, right.
direction. So, I mean, at first it was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Like, this was not even my first choice. But I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm already halfway through the process
Mm-hmm.
of
Right.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna go full force with it. And let me tell you, PG, I have no regrets.
Amazing.
I have no
Amazing.
regrets.
Amazing.
No regrets whatsoever between um friends that I've made. I always say your college friends are your lifelong
Right,
friends.
right, right.
So the friends that I've made, the networking, the whole experience, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't trade it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't trade it.
Wonderful. And how many years you spent in Florida?
I was there for 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years.
Okay. So you went, what was the name of your
I
university?
went to University of South Florida, USF,
Okay, okay,
and then I went to UT
okay,
for my grad. So
okay.
that was a life detour that was well worth detouring, for lack of better
And at
word.
least you get a Florida warm weather,
Yes,
because they say the
yes,
winter in Canada is wintering, is
yes.
brutal, because it's up north,
Correct. I was
that's
planning for that too as well in my mind. I was like,
Mhm.
all right, bundle up, do whatever you gotta do. I
Right.
love the cold. I'm an island girl that loves
Mm,
the cold. I don't know how that mix and
mm.
mesh, but I love the cold.
I, in all fairness, though, I've never experienced winter,
Mhm.
but I can't say I like the cold. No, give me my Caribbean weather. I mean, it's hot outside right now, but I like it like chilly, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
chill. Like
Nice
if it gets,
breeze.
like in December, how it gets like, it's a little chilly.
Yeah,
That's what I like. That's it.
fair enough.
I
Fair enough.
want to experience winter though, hopefully soon, but I don't know if I can like live in a place that,
Right,
to do that every year. Man,
right.
I don't even like AC on for too long. I don't even like AC on for too long.
But so that's about one of your life detours, PG.
One of my life detours.
Yeah.
There's been many. First, let's start that I was never a planner.
Okay.
Like in terms of, okay, I mean, I knew how I wanted my life to look,
Right.
but I can't say I was like, okay, by this, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to go to school and,
Mm,
or get married by this age. It just, in all honesty, my life just kind of happened. It
mm,
just choices. It was just like choices, one thing leading to the other. I mean, even when I was in high school, like I didn't know what I wanted to be.
mm-hmm,
Like going to academy, I just knew that it was not in the science. So we chose business package. That's it. I didn't even know in the business field what I wanted, whether it's an accountant or anything.
mm-hmm.
It just okay, we knew it's not. So I know what I
You
didn't
know
want.
what?
So then I
That was
was
the
like,
process of
okay.
elimination.
Yes. And then even going off to university, it wasn't like I know I wanted to go to school, but I didn't know where I wanted to go or
Right.
anything. When I left high school, I was working, and then my uncle passed away, went to Jamaica, and I was like, maybe it would be good to come to school here. And it just kind of happened. So it was just really choices.
Yeah.
But a life detour for me was when I got um pregnant with my son. With my son, I was in my last semester of university
Okay.
and I got pregnant with my son. And of course, that's something that, like I said, I'm not a planner, but that's not something that you hope for when you're
Mm-hmm.
in, or that you want when
Yeah.
you're in, like your last
Wrapping up.
semester wrapping,
Right.
right? So that happened, and at that a student not working, I was a full-time student, right? Depending on my mom and family and friends, and then
Mhm.
my partner, boyfriend at the time, we said boyfriend, partner is new. So, my boyfriend at the time also wasn't working as well, so it was like, oh my gosh, a baby. Like at this
I can
time,
imagine. Yeah.
you're already family and friends helping you pay your tuition, and then now you're gonna go get pregnant. But that was a detour, and you know, I mean, it was out of wedlock,
Mhm.
but here we are. My son just turned 18.
Bravo. Bravo.
Just turned 18, July 13th. So, I
Congrats.
mean, here we are. And yeah, I'm happy. I mean, maybe I would have changed the timing, but I
Hmm.
definitely for sure don't regret my son. I
Of
think I
course
would have
not.
changed my timing. Maybe would have waited a little bit till I was finished and at least working for a few and saving up. But, you know, grace and mercy, he
Hmm.
provided and we made it. And my son
Here
is
you are
healthy
today.
and here we are today. So yeah, definitely. And it's just like you going to school. I just happened to, "Oh, hey, why not try Jamaica?" And
Mm.
never regretted that choice at all. I thought maybe the States or somewhere. Actually, I was looking to go to the
Right.
States, and
Yeah.
then it just so happened went back home for my uncle's funeral, and then just, hey, wanted to get to know my dad a little more, be closer to family there, and just like that. And it's in Jamaica. That's where I met my husband. So here we are.
Exactly. One thing leads to the
Here,
next.
exactly. Here we are. So that's a
Life detour.
life detour. Yeah, good life
Detour.
detour. Mm-hmm.
So at that moment, when you found out that you were expecting a little baby boy,
Mm-hmm.
how was your reaction at first and your emotions to that unexpected event?
Right? Because it's a big one, right?
Yes,
Because now
yes.
you're gonna be responsible for a whole life.
A whole life.
A whole life, even before you give birth,
Yeah.
right? And I was I was nervous to tell my mother. I was nervous to tell
I
my
could
mom.
imagine.
I was nervous to tell my mom, right? But once I got over it telling her,
Mhm.
and once she was okay in the sense of okay, I mean the baby's gonna come, that type of thing. I was okay. It didn't
Mhm.
matter to me about anyone else. And once I got over telling my school, because my university is an Adventist school.
Oh, wow.
It's an Adventist university,
Okay.
right? And I was in student leadership at that time. And of course, they promote the things of Jesus. And of course, having a baby out of wedlock is not one of those things. So I had to overcome that hurdle as well. I had to go to the VP of student development at that
Okay.
time. So once I overcame letting them know and letting my mom know,
Mhm.
I was okay. And then I had the support of my child's father,
Yeah.
my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband, by the way. So that helped. So once I had that,
Mhm.
that helped. And then even in that life detour, I was so sick in my first trimester. So
Mhm.
another detour, I had to sit out school, even though I had one semester left. I had to sit
Mm.
out because I was just sick all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come home by my mother. So I sat out that semester now and came home here to St. Martin
Okay.
and I had my son and then returned 1 month after
To
giving birth
complete school.
to complete school.
Wow. Bravo.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yep. But that.
My God. My
Yeah.
God. My
But
God.
at the time, I was nervous. I was anxious for sure. I was anxious. Like I said, once I had the support, I was just like, okay,
Hmm.
I was okay. Yeah, I was okay with it. Yeah. And what about you? How did you
Wow.
handle, maybe not that particular one that you shared, but maybe any other?
Other
How did
ones?
you handle
Oh, wow.
those detours?
Um, Earlier on, of course, I would be upset because, like I said earlier, I'm that planner, like
Mm-hmm.
having to see things being done, boom, boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
by this
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
and it can kind of be a little nerve-wracking, like, oh man, I haven't accomplished this, or this was not the direction that I
Right.
wanted to go, this was not what I wanted. So, in that moment, not understanding the why, because of course we always say, God is in the midst, He's gonna work all things out for
Yeah,
your
but
good. But at that time,
at that time, you don't want
it's
to hear
like
that.
exactly
You don't want to hear that.
you're not seeing that at that point in
Correct,
time. It's
correct.
just in that moment, like, oh my goodness, now I have to go and redo all my plans. This is gonna set back everything that I
Because
originally
yes,
had.
oh, I hate that. Oh, right.
So
Like you have a plan to go to even know, and then it
yeah,
does go, and then you just like, so your mind is already programmed. Yeah,
think about when you have so much invested into certain things
correct,
already, and
correct,
it's like your time, your resources, your
correct.
money, and it's like, okay, hey, what's gonna happen next? Either I have to restart, redo this,
Also,
redo
you're
that. It's
going
gonna
to a
be more
new
costly, of
place,
course.
and then doing in a new country, doing it with someone is easier than
Being by
by yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But as time progresses,
Mm-hmm.
you realize that hey, it's gonna be okay. And as time go by, you realize certain things turn out better
Right.
than you
Correct. Correct.
actually expected. And you kind of just ease into it. That's what I did. I kind of just eased into it and relaxed and be like, okay, you know what? Let me see what else is in store. Everything is working out better than I thought and planned. So let me just,
Did you
relax
feel
and
like it
see.
was a setback?
Not really, no. Not really. Because I figured, hey, I'm already on my way to accomplishing this thing. So the end goal is still accomplishing it,
Correct. Correct.
still within the same time frame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just in a whole different location than I would have first wanted, that type of way.
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
pretty much embrace it after.
Did has any detour
Hmm.
in your life, like I said, not necessarily with the story about you going to university,
Yeah.
but any detour at all? Any detour, did any detour in your life like challenge your faith, make you question God? Make
Oh,
you
yeah.
did it challenge or strengthen or maybe both?
Yeah. So I have to, just
Yeah.
clear this while I clear in here is gathering my thoughts at the same time. Um, there are some that make you question,
For sure.
that definitely make you question. Question why me? That type of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like, because not all detours in that point in time, like for school, it could be where there's like an illness with family or, just different family or close friends, things that
Correct,
can
correct,
throw
correct,
you off the ball
correct,
and
correct.
really throw you off for a loop.
Relationship, loss of jobs,
Exactly.
loss of loved ones, health,
Exactly.
finances.
Exactly. All of
Hmm.
those are detours too, as
Correct.
well. And you question in the moment, okay, why me? What's the purpose?
Right.
What did I do
Hmm. Hmm.
to deserve this rocky road? Because it's almost
Hmm.
like you're on this smooth, nice pavement of a
I
road,
love smooth roads.
smooth road.
I love smooth roads.
And then here it is taking you on a back road that's bumpity bump,
Mm. Mash
bumping,
up your
bumping.
front end of your
Exactly.
car. Yes.
You really feel like that for real though. You literally feel like you get mashed up in the process.
Yes.
You
For
know?
sure.
So it's one where I have felt like I'm like, okay, God, why? Like I need an answer.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because for me wanting to always know,
Yes.
it's
I
like,
want
okay,
to know
why?
though. Give me an insight.
Explain.
Give me an insight.
What is it really? Connect the dots for
Correct,
me. How
correct,
does one
correct,
have to do
correct,
with the next?
correct,
Being here on this path and
correct.
all of a sudden,
Yeah, because we don't see the bigger picture, right?
exactly, you're not seeing the bigger
Hate
picture.
that.
You're just seeing that moment.
Hate not see the bigger picture.
Not at all. And then you realize as time goes by, it's like, wow, this road seems pretty long.
Right.
I on this road for the past 4 years, 3 years.
Guilty.
I'm on this rocky road for the past
Yeah,
three,
boy.
4, 5 years. And then it's in that
So,
moment, it's like, okay, hey, what are you gonna do? You hear other people's stories, you kind of see where it lasts longer than your time. while they still held on to the faith. And you're like, okay, God, I see what you did for that person. They had a longer time waiting. I mean, probably I can hold a bit longer. And then is where you tend to see your faith kind of strengthen. Because then what else are you going to hold on to? Like literally, what else are you going to hold on to? Because you can't turn to Tom, Dick, Harry, Peter, Paul. It's either you
For
don't
sure.
have that trust aspect, or
For
it's either
sure.
you realize
For
that
sure.
they are going through their long road as well. And then you don't want to be an inconvenience to them. So then here it is. All you have to do is hold on. And then it's in that holding on to the little hope, faith that you have. You tend to see your faith get stronger.
So it
That's all
has
you have.
challenged your faith
Mhm.
and strengthened
Yeah.
at the same time.
Challenge and strengthen. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a scripture in the Bible too that talks about when you go through trials and tribulation, like it's really like pruning you, it's really developing you. Like they say, called it all joy. It's not joyful in the moment, count it all joy when you're going through trial. Yes,
Until you find the joy.
I need to repeat that like 10 times to actually believe it and for it to sink in because going through stuff. Well, we say life detours, but not all. Some life detours are bad. They're not good.
No.
They're painful.
Yes,
They're
it can be
hurtful,
painful.
right? And when you're going through the fiery trials, it burns, it hurts. And none of us, I don't know anybody that likes to feel pain,
Yeah.
right? That really likes to feel pain in all genuineness. So at times, you do. I'll question God for sure. For sure. Like, why me? Sometimes you even like, am I not a good enough daughter? Am I not? You start even,
You question yourself.
question yourself.
Where did I go wrong?
Yeah, where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
What did I didn't do enough? And sometimes you feel like, okay, are you even there? Because you feel like he's so silent and not listening and not, and but I must say, even though I don't like it, you do, if you allow it to, right? Because we have a choice in this thing.
We do.
We have a choice, right? We can either learn or grow, or we can really take it the negative and just swing the other way, really and truly, right? Which is not going to help either, So it's not easy. So for me too, it's the same. Like it has challenged my faith,
Yeah.
and however, it has also strengthened it as well. I don't always like to read the scriptures because some of them, you realize like how long they had to wait
I'm telling you.
for their blessing.
For that breakthrough.
Yes,
Yeah.
for that breakthrough. So sometimes you're like, it's only 2 years, and then some of these people in this Bible story waited. Oh my God. But anyway, it helps. It helps. It helps. And it's good to, especially those detours that maybe are not the best. It's good to have a good community around you, because sometimes, when you can't pray,
They can hit
you
you.
can't pray, you don't feel like praying, you don't want to pray, maybe even angry at God, but then they help to pray for you. And like the Bible say, iron sharpen iron. So then they encourage you and stuff like that. And for me personally, um, I had a very tough season the last few years, right? And then it kind of maximized between the last 2 years, just kind of like turn up, right? And it was really community that helped me through and their prayers because sometimes you try to pray and it's
You
just
can't
tears
find the
coming.
words. Yeah.
There's no words, like you try to open, you try to utter, and it's just tears.
Tears are a
Just
language.
tear. Yeah. But you
But
just
you
really
need those
can't
words.
say,
Yeah.
I've just had moments where I knelt down and it's just tears. You don't even know, you feel so confused, you feel so lost. But, just having a good community and, that can really help build you up and strengthen you helps
It does.
in life detours when you can't even help yourself. It's kind of like, you look like you limping and then you have one person on one side
Holding you one side,
holding
yeah,
you up,
to take you through.
to take you through. Like
The
that
power of
was
community
that was my
experience.
yeah, that has been my experience. Like literally, that has been my experience with some of the detours, the not so good ones. The good thing is that character was built, resilience was built, and my faith was also strengthened and deepened. So there you go. I guess clap for that.
No, I was actually coming to that part too, PG, as you mentioned, character and
Oh, can
resilience.
God find another way to teach us lesson? Like, just sit us down in a classroom? I mean, real life examples, though, man. Real life examples, like, Lord. Yeah, the fire. Anyway, sorry, Kathy. Go ahead, continue.
No, you're good, you're good. Yeah, he uses, as you said, he uses
Yeah,
how he wants to get that message across to you. And I think the keywords that I hear you mention just now is about that character building and that
definitely
resilience.
feels character.
That resilience and that character. And sometimes I feel like if you haven't learned as yet what you need to learn, that
Mm.
road can be much longer.
So even that, I asked him like, God, can I get next? Am I not getting it? Why is
Yeah,
this thing prolonging? Like,
no, for real.
why isn't it ending? So it's like, my head tough. But anyway, because you just said it. So those are some of the questions that I ask. I'm like, okay, what am I missing? What am I not getting? Like, I was a good learner in school. These are the conversations. This is how I speak to God, I mean, because if he's my father and my friend, then I come to him respectfully and I ask him genuine
But that's it.
questions,
That's relationship,
That's
that's
really,
relationship. That genuineness is
yeah,
relationship.
yeah, for
But
real.
but nah, I feel like sometimes too as well on those life detours, we tend to have a nudge to know, well, hey, probably this is the direction that you need to be turning next. There are some that keep you on that road that you have to be on that road for a while. And then there are some other moments where it's like, okay, you need to give up XYZ.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
then sometimes in our own stubbornness, we choose not.
Right, right, right. Because it don't feel good sometimes to
It
give up
doesn't,
some things, huh? It's
it
hard.
doesn't, like even relationships
Yeah,
that you may have, or even like jobs and certain things. And
correct.
we tend to prolong our stay on those roads too as well when we are
Correct.
like not wanting to release what we have now to actually get what is in store for us down the road. That is way better.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes with detours, if you think about it in the, how you say, the physical sense or the regular sense, like,
Hmm.
you're on a journey, on a road, an actual road,
Yeah,
and then sometimes, excuse me, you take a detour and it's not always bad and rough, eh? You find some beautiful
yeah,
scenery, you get to experience, you get to see new things, and it can be beautiful just like that too, so it's not that all detours or rough and rugged. Some are
hmm,
really just like it just leads to like a even more beautiful journey on your way to your destination. And
correct.
sometimes we maybe get so caught up in the destination itself that we don't enjoy the journey,
Hmm. Hmm.
good or bad. And then sometimes when you come out, especially if it's bad, when you come out, you look back and you're like, and you start to see the beauty even in that rough, bumpy journey,
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what happens with life detours. Yeah.
And everything comes back full circle, I think. Everything
Mm-hmm.
comes back full circle because then you can be able to, someone who's just starting their life detour
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
along a
for sure.
road that
That
you have trod,
for sure, for sure.
you are able to give them
Right. You're better
that
able to
example.
empathize with them.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
you can tell
And
them,
guide
hey,
them.
exactly, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? This
Yeah,
was
that's one of
happening
the
to
good
me,
things, for
etc.,
sure, for
etc.,
sure.
etc. So sometimes it's not only um happening to us, for us, it
But
can
it's
also
happening for
be
somebody
for
else.
somebody else. Exactly. For somebody else that
Somebody
may
else. Yeah,
needs that.
correct, correct. That is so true. That is so true. It just like he's a master architecture, so he knows everything. He has all the pieces to the puzzle, so he
Hmm.
will see even when we don't see, because we can only see so far and no more,
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess he knows what he's doing, but sometimes we want that tracking number.
sure. So, what's some characteristics you have built along your life detours? Whether it's smooth road, rocky road, what are some characteristics that you have gained from your life detours?
That's a good question. I'm laughing because I'm like, oh, child. Well, strength.
Hmm.
Resilience for sure, like they have developed, because naturally in my true state I like comfort. I like how you say, like I would take the same route
Mm-hmm.
to work every day, right? So I like comfort. I like to know what I'm getting into. So, you know, but through that, and comfort is easy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Comfort is easy when you know the routine and I like routine. That's the
Gotcha.
correct word. I like routine, right? And then when you have detours, you discover stuff about yourself, like personally, I mean it's definitely God's strength, but I didn't know there were some things that I would have been able to get through. So you really develop character. And also,
Mm-hmm.
when you're facing certain pressures in life, I'm going to use one, a financial challenge and pressure financially, and you have family, people that are depending on you, you have certain obligations like your mortgage and stuff. And if that area is challenged, right, in a deep way where maybe basic needs can be met, like, okay, how am I going to even buy grocery this month? Where is that going to even come from? That pressure. If it's you alone, it's not too bad. But then when you
Right.
have others depending on you, that pressure can make you think or want to consider doing other things to be able to,
Outside of the box thinking,
right.
explore. Yeah.
Well, not that make you want to do other things that how you say it, in a bad way now. Make you might want to think, boy, I should maybe go to this, do this. You maybe think, you maybe get tempted
Uh-huh.
because now you need to provide. You maybe get tempted to do things that you're not supposed to do,
Yeah. You
right?
could
To
be both
provide.
ways too.
Right, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, but it can be that,
Mm-hmm.
or then it can also make you be more creative and
Correct.
more like push you to be like, hey, that may be little business idea that you
Correct.
had,
Exactly.
or you're
Exactly.
sleeping on your talent. Maybe you could have cook and sell some food to make some money. So it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone. And I would say one of the good things. So let me back up a bit. It can tempt you to do bad things. So it's in those times that your integrity is tested.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's bad and you need the food to feed your kids and your family, you decide, no, I'm
Correct.
just gonna trust God. I'm not going to. Or sometimes you try, it works off your hands and it doesn't
Yeah.
materialize.
Yeah.
And it develops your, so I would say like my integrity, like because things have been challenged so much, but then I did not
Waver. Correct.
waver, right? But then it also then now pushed me into, entrepreneurial stuff for me to start to think outside of the
Yeah.
box
Mm-hmm.
as well. That's what it did. And for me to be and not to be comfortable, get up and go for it.
Yeah.
So those were, I would say, integrity build it heightened, like I had a good integrity and character, but it heightened it more. It deepened my faith
Mhm.
more, and it also made me more empathetic to people. Yeah. What about you? What would you say were
Oh,
developed through some of life detours?
tours. For me, definitely, I would say um one of having that confidence. That confidence. Yeah, that confidence because sometimes folks may see and they may not understand or they may not know
Mm-hmm.
and they can make assumptions
Correct.
based on what they're seeing on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're on the inside, they always say who's on the inside is who feels the heat,
Correct.
is
So in the
who
kitchen,
knows it. You
in the kitchen,
understand?
feeling the heat.
And then it's where you have that confidence to stand against them and be like, hey, no, that's what you're probably seeing, but I know different. And sometimes you don't really have to explain either, but you have to have that confidence to know that you know the truth,
Definitely.
that you know the facts,
Definitely.
and you have to stand upon that. Standing upon God's word, that takes confidence too,
Mm-hmm.
as well, knowing what He says.
Correct.
With that confidence also comes that boldness too, as well. Because being
Definitely.
dropped into
Correct.
places where you don't know, you can easily get hidden behind the
Correct.
shadows.
Correct.
Especially as an introvert by nature, you ain't got nobody there around you to speak up for you.
Mommy and daddy ain't there either. I'm not your friend.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to know to speak up for yourself, to be
Correct.
able to defend yourself.
Correct.
And then as you said, part of it is that empathy too as well. Certain situations when you see folks in and it's happening to you because of them, it can be like you can either
Mm-hmm.
get angry
Mm-hmm.
at them,
Right.
but then when you evaluate the situation, you realize
Correct.
they have their own trauma that they're dealing with. And it's literally
Definitely.
passing on to you, and
Definitely.
it's
Definitely.
You're in this detour because somehow it's either you're related or you're close, and it's
Correct.
like, hey, you value that friendship, that relationship. What do you do at that point in time? So it also helps you to develop empathy, as you
Mhm.
rightfully said,
Correct, correct.
and it just brings about that overall growth in you.
It does. It really
It
does.
it pushes you
It
to
for
a
sure.
certain limit that you
For
cannot
sure. For sure.
imagine.
For
And
sure.
then here it is, you see other life situations, you can apply that boldness,
Mm-hmm.
you can apply that courage, you can apply, that integrity, as you rightfully
For sure.
said,
For sure.
because you were able to develop that in certain
Definitely.
situations.
Definitely. 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 No, okay, so that was what we learned about ourselves.
Hmm.
What did you learn about God in your
Ooh,
life
hmm,
detours?
that's a good one too.
What did you learn about God in your life detours?
I think for sure you see another character of him. Definitely one character I would say for him is comforter.
Mm-hmm.
Because although you say, sometimes you have that community, sometimes you still
Yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah. For sure,
feel
for
the
sure, for sure,
presence of that
for
community.
sure, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But then,
And they
he's
can't
ever
be there all
present.
the time.
Exactly,
They can't be there all the time,
So
for sure.
because he's ever present,
Mm-hmm.
and literally sometimes on that road, for example, when I was away, I was alone. No
Mm-hmm.
mommy, no daddy. Okay, you can send your prayers over to me,
Mm-hmm.
and they're always welcome. And,
Of course, of
they may be
course.
felt. But at the same time, when I feeling alone,
Correct,
I have to be
correct.
like, okay, God, you know
Yeah,
what?
your
I need
pillow.
to, to be right there. Let me
Right,
feel your presence in
right,
midst
right,
as
right,
being my comforter.
right.
So for sure, I definitely would put comforter at the top of it. And then, um, that saying that says, he's also your provider.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
You've seen
For
him
sure.
provide. I remember in college too as well, where literally scholarship funds may be done and it's almost
Yeah.
time to
Oh
come home and so
gosh.
forth. And I remember I would be at the grocery store and I would find like $20 somewhere on the floor, even in the parking lot. Like I come in the yard apartment complex, I literally finding money on the floor. Or
Mm-hmm.
let's say I go to church
Mm-hmm.
and nobody at church really knows. I remember it was my birthday. The next day was my
Mm-hmm.
birthday. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, boy, you know what? Funds kind of low. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't want to tell friends nothing at all.
Right, right,
Here it
right.
was someone at church leaned over, opened my hand,
And
and they
bless you
just
with
blessed
something.
me with some cash.
Oh, love
So
that.
I'm telling you, like, seeing him become
Yes, yes,
provider.
yes, for
And
sure,
all of
for
that
sure,
links into your boldness
for
and your
sure,
confidence with
for
Christ
sure.
to know the next
Because
time,
now you have
hey,
like an authentic experience with
of
him, your
course,
own personal experience, right? So
definitely,
it's not just
definitely.
what you read in the Bible, you have
No,
truly experienced that for
experience it
yourself.
for
Yeah.
yourself. So then you know that it is real.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It is really, really real. So, those were two characteristics, comforter, provider. He was literally by my side. um Throughout it. His words in the Bible where certain promises that he
mm-hmm,
gives you that he will never leave you or forsake you
mm-hmm,
ties into him being provider.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, for sure.
So it's like all of those little different ones traits they were highlighted because you grow up, you hear people say it,
Yeah.
but then when it, as you said, it becomes real
To you.
to you,
Mm-hmm.
it floats to the top of my list. It's no longer where I just know him as savior,
Correct.
but those other characteristics of him literally float to the
Correct.
top,
Correct. Correct.
you know? So, yeah. And for you, PJ?
Because, a lot of times a lot of people say God is love, and He is,
Yeah.
and He is.
Hmm.
But it seems like that's the only characteristic that we focus on, right? That He's love, but there's so
So
many
many,
other
so many.
characteristics about Him, right?
Right.
Like you said, comforter, provider, keeper, protector. He fights for you, etc. And I always look at it this way. So it's the same for me. Like I got to experience Him. I remember in 2023, I said that He was my keeper
Mm,
because he kept my mind sound because I felt like in 2023 I was going to lose my mind.
yeah.
Literally felt it going, right? I felt like it was coming out. And he kept me throughout that year, which was one of my most challenging mentally and emotionally years for me, right? So
Hmm.
I got to experience him in that way as well as a provider. It's just like when you have friendships, it's just like Like, yeah, man, that my friend and thing. But is when times get hard and like you were really there for me. You came and you brought
Mm-hmm.
groceries for me when I needed, or you
Yeah.
helped me pay a bill when I needed it. That's gonna actually like deepen.
Correct.
It's gonna
Your
be like,
relationship.
yo,
Yeah.
Patty's a real one.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's how it's like. So while I don't like going through some of the challenging times or some of the detours, but you really do get to experience God in another level, and you get to
Another level.
experience his other characteristics. And therefore, when you speak about him, you can speak with such conviction
Right.
because you're not just telling them
Mm-hmm.
something from the Bible, a story from the Bible. This is your own personal
Correct.
story. So
Agree.
I got to experience about God at a time.
So, what would you say to our listeners that they can do in the middle of their detours? Like after you reflect on your detours that you've had, what are some things that you mentioned they can do?
Um, you can cry. It's okay. It's an outlet for us to release emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe in releasing that because I think sometimes when we keep it pent up, it can turn into something else like anger, and
Mm.
that it leads to something destructive. So I would say cry for sure. Then pray, read the word of God, and if I mean life detours, like we said, it can be good too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like if it's challenging, if it's hard, if it's bad, if you need someone to speak to, like to maybe get counseling or something,
Yes.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that. Personally, I have done it for myself personally, and it has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't solve your problems, but it helps to give you tools to navigate,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Your season of challenges at that moment,
Mhm.
right? This is if the detour is a challenging one,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's what I would say. Cry, release, find an outlet. Um, Exercise, that helps too. Yes, no, it does. Whether it's a gym, swimming, dancing, walking,
Right.
whatever it is, it helps because it's, scientifically, it releases all these whatever stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Like I've gone to the gym upset
And when you
before. And
left,
then when I leave, problem is
lighter,
solved, but
you lighter.
I'm on cloud nine. I'm just floating in the air. I feel so good, right?
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I
What would
would
say?
recommend if you're
Recommend.
going through. Yeah, but find someone that you can speak to,
Mm-hmm.
trusted, that you can really, your safe space, that you can vent and
Right.
release and that they can give you good,
Sound
sound
advice.
advice. Yeah.
No, I feel you.
What
In
about you?
addition to some of the things that you mentioned, well, not
Mm-hmm.
some, all of the things that you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, I would also add to it journaling too as well.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that I have
Yeah.
used and been using is journaling,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like writing up my thoughts, my emotions, my feelings,
I try
documenting.
to get into journaling, but I ain't fully there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That has been also something that has helped too as well.
Correct.
Developing that prayer
Mindset.
life,
For
and
sure.
speaking over yourself,
For sure.
certain
Sometimes
positive
you gotta
things.
talk to
You gotta speak
yourself
to
because
yourself.
nobody else
You
is there.
gotta you gotta talk to
I've had to do
yourself.
that, like look in the mirror and point to
I'm
myself.
telling you,
Like sometimes you just need to encourage your own self.
yeah, yeah. Speak to yourself. Definitely speak to yourself.
For
And
sure. For
as
sure.
we are wrapping up today's session, PG,
This was a good session.
I
It
know
was good.
it was good.
It was good.
It
I
was
like
good.
it. Yeah. It was good. It was good. Kind of therapeutic in a way.
I know, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
What is one thing you've learned from your detour or detours? Any detour or overall?
That I'm strong.
Mm,
Yeah, that I'm strong. And that I can, with God, I can handle it for sure. And I'm capable, like He already placed things inside of me to
yeah,
be able to handle. Yeah, that I'm strong.
right.
That's the main thing, that I'm strong. I'm stronger than I thought
No, I
or
love it.
that I imagine.
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And you?
For me, boy, I would say enjoy the journey.
Find
That is
somebody.
one, and this too shall pass. I'm
Oh,
taking,
okay, yeah, yeah.
I'm taking the good, easy, smooth detour as well as
Yeah,
the
okay, yeah,
rocky
yeah.
one. So those are the two. For the good one, I would say enjoy the journey. And then the other one, I would say this too.
Okay, for the good one, I enjoy the journey, yeah, but I'm not enjoying the journey.
No.
Not enjoying the bad detours. Not at all.
So, as we come to the close of another episode of
Yes.
Soulful Reflections, we want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We also want to leave you with today's soulful seed, a thought, a question, or a phrase that you can carry with you.
Yes, and today we have two soulful seeds today. So the first one is a scripture. It's from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9. And it says, "In their hearts, humans plan their course. The Lord establishes their steps." This is a reminder that even when our plans change, God is still directing the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And our second soulful seed. What feels like a delay may be divine protection. What seems like a set could be sacred preparation, right? So even if it's a detour, it could be God could use it for part of his bigger plan.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes it's not so much for you, but it could be for someone else.
Yeah.
It could be for someone
All
else.
things work together for the good.
Yep, for those that love you. Amen.
See
See you next
you next
time. Bye. With these young people, you got to be creative. This generation, you got to be creative. You really can't, because it's a different generation, right? It's not like when when I was growing up. It's really, and it's hard. I personally, my observation is that it's even harder to reach them, to really connect with them, and for them to know that, hey, I need God.
Yeah.
I need Jesus. I need to make him Lord of my life, that type of thing, right? Because with social media, the world is so pulling, right? So and because of social media with the phone, I've been reading up some books and stuff. It like your brain is literally rotting.
Thank you for sharing this space with us.
If today's reflection resonated with you, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Until next time,
keep nurturing your soul
and keep planting seeds of wisdom and love.